Welcome in everyone, my name is WowShane. Today myself and my friend Jimmy are creating a video game from scratch using Unreal Engine. The only twist is, we are not allowed to communicate about what we plan on doing with this game. So I'm going to work on it, I'm going to pass it back to Jimmy. He's going to work on it, he's going to pass it back to me. So on and so forth until we deem the game completed. So throughout this video, you're going to see two different game creation styles. You're also going to see two different editing styles. So Jimmy edited all of his parts, I edited all of my parts, and at the end, we're going to race through the game to see who can beat it faster. The only time we were allowed to communicate is if one of us found a bug that needed to be fixed, or if we could not figure out how to make progress with what the other person did. Let's go ahead and hop right into the first development cycle. Okay, so I'm starting things out. I'm in the completely vanilla Unreal Engine built-in third-person demo. And to start things out, because I know Jimmy does not like to deal with this stuff, we are going to start with our menus. And I will move on from there. Alright, very basic, gets the job done, obviously. This is just fun. This looks like trash, I know it. But the main goal of it is to be completely functional. So that is what I'm going to do next. We're going to add stuff for the buttons. Alright, so this is completely workable main menu screen. When we click start and quit, we're going to remove the widget from the parent, which is the screen. We're going to open our level, which we don't have yet. And when we click quit game, the game should close out. And the next thing we want to work on is a level for that menu. So every menu needs a level. So let's just open up menu level. Make menu level, where whenever we start the game, we're going to save that, we're going to open this up, and in our level blueprint, we want to make it to where on begin play, create widget, yes, we want to add main menu, add to viewport. So if I click play, we're going to, boom, it'll be there. Start game, nothing happens because we don't have a level. That's good. Play, quit, game closes. Perfect. We want to open up our project settings. And we want to go into maps and modes, and the default map is going to be menu level. So when we start everything up, that is how it's going to start up. Okay, I open up level 1, and this is now here. So I can go through and just delete everything, because this is not how I want to start things out. To start things off with is we are going to get a cube. And we are going to place 3 box triggers, each on one of the cubes. Now in our level blueprint for this, collision on actor begin overlap for trigger box 1, trigger box 2, and trigger box 3 do this for all three of them. Okay. So now it'll register when my character overlaps the trigger box on top of the pressure plate, for lack of a better term, not to copy Minecraft. Let's see, we want to set some variables. Now, to ensure that these begin untouched, from here we can set timer by event, and then every 0.1 seconds we will check for this. It will loop, events, custom events, plate check. So we need branches. And if plate 1 is touched, we will then move on to another branch for if plate 2 is touched. But if it is false, nothing will happen. And now all we need is for something to happen if all 3 plates are confirmed touch. So what I'm going to do is I am going to scale these walls down right here. Boom. Creating a movable wall, add a component, to be a cube, now that that's in, we can go back into our level blueprint and we can create a reference to the movable wall. So after a bunch of failures of trying to move the cube and destroy the cube, none of it worked. And so I just decided we're just gonna teleport it away, and we're gonna skip to the point where I decided to do that. We are going to try to teleport it now, if we have all 3 done. So let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, it got teleported, boom, perfect. And to wrap up my session, let's give Jimmy a hallway to work with after we're done with this. And one last play test. I'm going to do it in reverse order this time because it should still work. It's only going to check if those are done. Yep. If 1 is true, 2 is true, 3 is true. I need to fix that. Fix that. But yeah, this works.
Alright, so this is Jimmy. It is my turn to take a swing at this game. I have no idea what Shane has worked on in this first part here. I've not opened up this level to see what he's done. So I guess we'll open it up and we will see it for the first time together. Things are just starting to load in. So it looks like we have 3 triggers and we're just playing as the normal Unreal Engine character. And it says 1, 2, oh, it unlocks the door. And I know he didn't work on it for all too long, so I have to imagine that's as far as he has gotten. So I need to figure out what I can add to this to make it fun. Now here's what I'm curious about. Does it matter the order in which I hit these, or can I hit them in any order at all? Okay, well, with that, I feel like the first thing to do would be to make that into a puzzle. The puzzle pieces are there. We just need to figure out how to make it so that you have to hit them in a specific order in order to open that door. So that's what I'm going to work on right now, and I will get back with you as soon as I get something like that going. Alright, so I've done a little bit of work on the pressure plate mechanic. I've updated the design of them a little bit, made them circular, made it so that it displays red when it is inactive and it will glow green when it is active. And I've set it up so that you actually need to click these in a specific order in order to get the door to open. The way I've done this, I don't know if Shane's going to be able to pick up on it or not, but I hope so, because I'm going to use it again in this next room. You can actually define a class number for all these pressure plates. So all of these are class number 1. And if I were to go ahead and grab myself another pressure plate, I could actually assign this one to class number 2. And any of these that I assign to class number 2 actually will not influence any of the pressure plates in class number 1. Which means I could add as many pressure plates into this world as possible, as many puzzles with pressure plates as I want, and all I need to do is distinguish which class these pressure plates are in, and then I can define the plate number, which will define the order in which I need to activate the pressure plates. So I'm going to use that again in this next level. Hopefully that gives Shane some clue into what those variables are intended for. So if I hit play, and I walk over this first pressure plate, you see nothing's happening, and that's because I actually have to hit this pressure plate first, and that will glow green for me, showing that I've activated it correctly. If I step over the middle one, you'll notice that the first one turned off, and that's because I hit it in incorrect order. So this is level 1, very first puzzle, so it should be pretty straightforward. So even if you did that, you have a rough idea of what the actual solution is. It's going to be the far right, far left, then the middle, and the door will open. So I'm going to go ahead and try to figure out some art or something to put on the walls to indicate that that is actually the solution to the puzzle. And then I'm going to go ahead and build out a second room using the same exact mechanic. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I will catch you up when I finish that. Okay, so it's possible I got a little carried away in this last cut. I went ahead and made all the art for the walls. We have 1 arrow pointing to the right, 2 pointing to the left, and 3 pointing towards the center, which obviously indicates the puzzle. And then this next room is where I think I might have gotten a little carried away. I'll show you that. So now we have a giant room filled with lava. And what I was thinking is if we make this entire game about pattern recognition, through these buttons, perhaps we could have a puzzle here where projectiles shoot out of the walls in a specific pattern, and that pattern will indicate in which order you need to press these buttons in order to open that door over there. So right now I don't even have this lava program to kill you. I think I'm just going to have it restart the level when you fall on it, and I'm going to go ahead and program some projectiles to shoot out of the walls, and I'll get back with you as soon as all that is complete. Alright, so I went ahead and added these little projectile spawners. They'll spawn little lava bubbles that shoot at you in a specific pattern that indicates the order in which you're supposed to press these buttons. I added these little indicators above the buttons, so while you're playing you know which button is which. All that's editable right here for Shane. You can go ahead and put the plate number indicator, that's the number that displays above it. The plate number, which is the order in which you're supposed to hit that button, and the plate class. These are all class 2 because first room was class 1. And if I go ahead and hit play, you'll see that the bullet shooting out of the wall shooting a pattern. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're paying attention while you're playing, it should be pretty simple to go ahead and solve the puzzle. But now there's the added challenge of not dying from these. And I did just notice a bug in game, which is that these lava projectiles set off the buttons. So I will have to correct that, but that's a really easy fix. So I'll correct that. And as you saw, I just got hit by a lava projectile and it restarted the level. I just made my spawn right here to make it easier to test. So I've been working on this project for about 2 hours, which I think is the amount of allotted time I was supposed to be given for this. So I will go ahead and correct that bug with the buttons being set off by the projectiles. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to zip this folder up and send it back to Shane. So let's see what he ends up doing with it.
Alright, so I have the project back from Jimmy, and I'm gonna open it up and we're gonna see what he has done for me and what we are going to do back. Okay, what's the order I go in? Because I will never figure it out if I have to stare at these things.
So, the way it's programmed on my side, and the way it was working on my end, is you can actually see the projectiles. They're not moving that fast on my screen. And it shoots off 2 projectiles, then 3, then 1, then 4, then 6, then 5.
Okay, I give up. Because that is infuriating, honestly. What else is there? Okay, that's the end of that level. Okay. There definitely needs to be like little walkways or something in here because oh my god, I cannot deal with that. Now that might be just a little bit better. We're gonna try it out real quick. Okay, so it's still kind of difficult. We get hit. We get hit. And you can still jump between the platforms if you wish to do so. Okay, it's still extremely difficult. Run and jump, and we made it. Let's go. Okay, so that definitely makes the room a lot more tolerable. Jimmy programs things for rage, and I program things for functionality. So let's go. We made a room that you can come into after that, and what I'm going to make it be is a vertical climbing section, whatever. Okay, I'm sorry, I could not remember the name of this node. I had to go into another project to copy it. It's relative location, it's a vector. So what we do is, off of the default scene root for the movable Y platform, we move component 2. We do that, we get that. And then we make a vector off of target relative location. And then this is Y. So what we do with Y is we need an addition. So we plug the X into the X, we plug the Z into the Z, and with Y, we plus a float, move it in here, and plus, let's just say Y is left, right, let's just say 200. I don't even know why I have a Y, because the room is narrow. And once that's completed, we delay by 3. And what we do is we copy everything but the plus, we paste it, we do this, and we minus 200 to where it goes back to where it started. And we're doing it over the course of, say, 5 seconds for each. Ease in, ease out, ease in, ease out. We delay it again. And we loop back around. I've gone through and I've made a movable platform for each direction. So I've added a nice little platforming challenge to move up into this spot. Let's test it one more time. Make sure everything is good on it. And make sure we can actually reach the top. And if I can become good at platforming for like a split second. Since I removed Jimmy's platforming section. too difficult, not too difficult at all, but you know, it could suck if you get like really close to the top and you just fall back down to the bottom. I do want to make something first before we end up leaving out of here. Maybe save that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're gonna apply this to all of our walls in here, where people know that they have to go up. And that'll be all for my perspective of this one, where let's send it right back over to Jimmy.
Alright, so I just got the project back from Shane, and it's time to look and see what kind of changes he's made. Apparently I overlooked this menu screen last time. It still probably needs some updating at some point. It's just the basics. First room looks to be the same pattern and everything. Second room looks like we've got some pathways now going between the buttons, which makes sense. It's only the second room here, so it shouldn't be too difficult. The parkour was a little difficult. Looks like there's a problem with these bullets despawning a little too early, so I'll have to adjust that. Other than that, let me run through this level real fast, and then I'll see what he's got in the next room. Alright, so it looks like I just got to the next room, which definitely looks interesting. He's got up arrows now, so I guess we just follow what it says and go up. So I'm going to play around with this level for a second, and I will get back with you and kind of update on what my thoughts are. Alright, so I got to play around a little bit more with this room. It looks like it's all parkour that leads up to here. There were some glitchiness with these pads. They weren't moving very smooth, and the parkour mechanics of the player character actually kind of make it difficult to land most of these jumps, and it's very unforgiving. So it doesn't matter if you've made it all the way up here. If you fall, you're restarting. That being said, there was a little bug that I kind of really enjoyed, and that while this platform was moving upwards and I jumped, it actually added the momentum of the platform moving up to my jump, and I launched almost all the way to the top. Now that seemed like a fun little mechanic, and I think we can probably try to exploit that. So I'm going to go ahead and mess around with that kind of mechanic here, and let's see what we come up with. Alright, so I ended up spending way more time on this than I expected to. I changed out the player character from the default Unreal Engine character to this cute little cube guy. I changed the mechanic of this platform that moves vertically so that now it will actually launch you into the air. If I simulate, you can see I added this little thing underneath of it, and now it moves very quickly upwards and then slowly comes back down. So if we hit play, and I just jump on top of this thing, as long as I time my jump correctly, I will be able to launch into the sky and up and over. So that'll bring me to this room here that I made. So I still implemented the moving platforms that Shane had, but I changed the way they functioned. I actually kind of just remade my own platforms, and I'll show you why in a second. I added this checkpoint system, so that now if I hit that checkpoint, it'll glow. If I hop in the lava, it'll restart me here rather than restarting me at the very start of the level. So the reason I changed these platforms is because I actually put them on a spline, which is a feature I'd never used before. So all of these platforms, I can actually modify the path that they move on. So all I need to do is click on these little points. I can change the path here. If I wanted to add another point, all I'd have to do is right click, duplicate spline, and now I have another extension here. So that is a pretty neat little feature here. I can also modify the speed and whether or not they're active. For example, this moving platform here is not active, and that's because in order to activate that, you need to solve this puzzle. So if I simulate again, you'll see that we're doing another one of those puzzles where you count the projectiles coming out, and that'll tell you in which order to hit these buttons. This room is more so just an introduction to the parkour mechanics, but once you light up all these buttons, it'll activate this platform, which takes you over there. You might also notice I modified the way that these lava projectiles look. I made them a little smaller, changed the color, decreased the amount of particles around them. It just made them a little visually more pleasing, slightly less difficult because they're smaller, and there's more of a contrast between them and the lava background. So those were the changes that I made for this. I also built the lighting and added a few lights in here just to make it look a little nicer. But those were the changes that I made. I'm going to send this thing back over to Shane, and let's see what he does with it.
Alright, it is a new day. It's time to play the game. See what Jimmy did. Ain't no way. Give me a second, because he put me somewhere. But this is nice. I like this. Okay, so we're just gonna start it off from here. This is the hallway that I actually worked on last time, or the elevator. So it seems like I'm making stuff, and Jimmy don't like the stuff that I make. Where am I supposed to go from here? Am I supposed to jump along with the raising platform or something? Oh my god, I am. Okay. Checkpoint. Let's go. I was thinking about adding a checkpoint. That's something I don't have to do today. It reminds me a lot of my game, because you play as a cube in my game. So, this is nice. 4, 5, 4, 5, 2, 1, 3. 4, 5, 2, 1, 3. Okay. So 4, 5, 2, 1, 3. Don't know what that opened or what that did, but here we go. That's a buggy texture I have to fix. And nice. Okay. I'm down with it. Alright, we add on from here. here it is. Okay. We can clear that. We have way less jump power than I thought. Okay. Everything's gonna have to be a lot closer together. The first jump was about perfect distance. Look a lot better. I don't have a ceiling in here. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Okay. And this, you have to be like super precise. Let's go. One more. Let's go. Jump. We made it. Through here. Here, jump here, jump here, jump here. Oh my god. Okay, we jump here. No! Oh my god. Okay. Oh. And we made it. Let's go. All right, that is a good addition, I think. It's a tight little platforming area that takes a couple tries to get through, more than likely. If you're very precise, you could definitely get this on your first try, but that is all I'm going to add tonight, as I don't have as much time as Jimmy does, just personally, because I stream and do other things as well, and I have my own game that I work on, and I do a lot of stuff. And Jimmy's on vacation this week. He's usually a lot busier than me, but he's got a lot more time to work on it than I do. So I'm implementing the ideas. He's making them look pretty and making them better. So yeah, let's throw it on back over to Jimmy.
Okay, so Shane sent me back the project, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Looks like the menu screen's unchanged. I'm going to leave that for him because he's more of a UI guy. He does more audio and UI stuff, so he'll probably be putting the finishing touches on this game, all the little polish. It looks like this area that I made in the last session looks to be about the same, so let me go ahead and run through this and see what Shane has on the other side. Alright, so we made it to the other side. Let's see what Shane's got hidden around this corner here. Alright. Looks like we've got some basic parkour. I don't see any moving parts, but it looks good. Looks like we might need a checkpoint over here, so I'll go ahead and add that. Let me run through this parkour and we'll see how it is. Alright, so you guys got to see what just happened. I made it through most of the parkour, fell off right at the end here, but it seems like a pretty solid level, pretty solid room here. I think since we're kind of getting towards the end of the game dev we're doing here, it's probably time to add more of an end game type room. So that's what I'm going to aim for this. I might add some more moving parts, some puzzles into this room, and I think this is my second to last session, so I'll have one more after this, and then Shane's going to do some polish work on this game, and we'll see what we end up with. So let me go ahead and add some puzzle elements to this room, add an end goal, and let's see where we end up. Alright, and quite a bit of work later, I've now converted this entire little parkour room into a parkour puzzle room. So I'm not going to explain how to solve it. I'm going to let you guys watch Shane as he attempts to figure this one out. So I don't think it's too difficult of a puzzle, but I'm the one who made it, so who knows. Hopefully Shane can figure it out pretty quick. And I did add this new mechanic over here, which is just this thing that blasts a tube of lava out. So just another barrier, another thing that can kill you. And it just happens to be blocked by this moving platform. So adds an extra puzzle mechanic. You guys might have some idea of how the puzzle's solved just by looking around, but who knows. Out this way, this is the way you succeed with the puzzle, is to activate this, which is a moving platform, one of the ones that launch you really high. So the end goal is just to launch yourself up and out of this room. So I'm going to send this thing over to Shane. I'm really curious to see the footage to see how he does with this puzzle, and we'll see what he sends back.
Alright, it's a new day, and I have a new update from Jimmy. So, let's go ahead and do what we gotta do when it comes to testing everything out. We're back at it. He put a checkpoint right here, which I don't think there needs to be a checkpoint right here. He changed up what I did yesterday. It's completely, basically unrecognizable, which is fine. Well, not really. He just added stuff. Okay. So it's all bullets right there. I don't know if I want to jump down here. Do I want to jump down here? Why is this here? I don't know why that's here. I think that's a bridge. Is that like a portal down there or something? I don't know what that is. Okay. He made this jump harder, which is nice. There's a moving back and forth platform. I don't know why this is the way it is here. He made these longer. Haha, couldn't handle my jumps. Okay, what is this? I don't know what that is. Okay. We're going over here and off and on. I assume right now it's on? No, now it's on. What's on? Off. How in the world? On. Off. On. Whoa. Off? On. Keep sinking down there. Off. On. Off. On. Off. And it's raising. On. Oh, okay, I see. And I think it's gone now. Oh no, it's back. Nope, it's gone. It's completely gone. Wait, it's back and it's gone. Okay. So let's assume you bounce up here, you land over here, you go over here, you go up here, you push this. What does this do? Pressure plate 18. Pressure plate 18 activates movable platform movable Z platform 3, which is where? There. Okay, And then that bounces you up here. But which side does it bounce you up on? Okay, I confirmed with Jimmy. That's not supposed to happen. So here's what we're going to do. A little bit of playtesting. It should work. I like where that is, but let's go ahead and do this and make it even bigger. Alright, let's test my room out. Make sure it is beatable. And get the right launch off that. Okay, we're good there. Oh my god, that one like rocketed me over everything. Oh my god, that is... And we go, and we go. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We land on this one. And it's too high and too far. And that needs to be lowered a little bit. Okay. You know, it's a little sad. This is going to be the last thing I work on for this game. It's been a fun week. It's been a very fun week. as of right now, all I have edited is my first part. So I don't even know what the edited version of the second or third part are going to look like for me. Is this the third part or is this the fourth part? I think this is my third part, actually. Oh, wow. Okay. This is actually my fourth part. After some serious thinking about it. Because I did the first room. I did the raising room, which Jimmy turned and made these out of. And then I made like the little maze platform thing. And now I'm doing this. This could be more centralized. Gonna do that, but that is what I have ended up with after all that. So I'm going to throw it back over to Jimmy a little bit off screen. I'm just gonna centralize this little walkway right here. And Jimmy is going to make the grand finale room, puzzle, platform, whatever for this. And you guys will see me right after that, where I'm going to polish the game up and work on some menus. What I plan on doing is finalizing the main menu. I'm going to add a timer that plays as you go through the level, a high score system, and a win screen that shows you your high score, and you know, you can restart or you're just gonna quit the game, obviously. So I'll be back with that. Let's throw it over to Jimmy.
Alright, so we're on our last session of this game dev that we're doing here with Shane. So we'll go ahead and spawn in and see what we got. Oh my god. Well, Shane has made a death hall for us, I assume right at the end of the last level here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to navigate this thing, and I'll get back with you guys here in a second. Alright, so as you guys saw, that was a long little play session right there. It was a pretty difficult little haul, but that being said, it is kind of the grand finale here. So I think being a little more difficult is justifiable. I did go ahead and lower the lava down. You guys probably saw that. That was just because I kept on landing on the block, but my hitbox would hang off a little bit, and when it touched the lava, it would instantly restart me, which seems a little unfair, but now that we've got the lava dropped down a little bit, it's still a challenging room, but not so challenging that it seems unfair. So I think it's a perfect way to kind of wrap up this little game dev. Up top there, I think I'm just going to add some kind of celebratory thing to pretty much wrap up the game, end the game. And I was pretty sad to hear from Shane that the puzzle I had built in here did not work when he tried to play through it, and that's because this platform here had a bug. I think I know how to fix the bug, so I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. I'm going to go ahead and add a little celebratory thing up top there, make sure everything's nice and clean and polished on the mechanics side, and I'll show you guys before I send it back over to Shane so he can put the polish work on the UI and maybe some sound effects or something. We'll see what he does. So as far as this puzzle goes, you guys are, I guess, going to have to wait until Shane and I do our little head-to-head race at the very end of the game dev session to see how this puzzle is meant to be solved. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of a couple things, and I'll get back with you in a second. Alright, and I think that is going to wrap up my my participation in this game dev. I appreciate Shane inviting me to help him out with this game. I think it's turned out great. I added this nice little windscreen over here, fixed a bunch of bugs, did a little bit of optimization to try to reduce some of the lag that might be caused from all this. But we have a nice grand finale now. We have a nice little end screen. I fixed several bugs, modified the beginning of the game to kind of fit the theme a little better, so you'll see that on Shane's side. And Shane's going to go ahead and add a bit of polish for us, add some UI, and we'll see what else he ends up adding. And next time you see us both, or next time you see me anyway, will be when we do our head-to-head race to see which one of us can complete this game the fastest. So thanks again, Shane, for inviting me to build this game with you. I've had a blast, and let's send it over to you and see what we can do.
Alright, I'm starting up Unreal. I'm going to play through the final part that Jimmy added, and we are going to go ahead and just, he wants me to do a full playthrough. Okay, that is doing as intended what it did not do when I played this last. No, okay. Oh my god, okay, good, we're fine. Oh no. Oh. This is blocked. Yeah, lava's blocked. That turns that on, right? Yes. Now it's time to see if my part from yesterday was erased. Everyone already knows if it was or not. I have no idea. There's another checkpoint. Good. Actually, this looks about the same. Except the quality, lighting, textures all look way better. Let's go. Ooh. There's the wind platform. Ayo, let's go. You win. Let's go, we did it. Alright, so when I cut back in, I'm going to be adding music, designing a windscreen, finalizing the main menu, blah blah blah. Y'all already know. We'll be right back. So I set out with the intention of recording myself coding the main menu screen, the windscreen, and the timer, and having all the code run for the timer and setting the new high score. But I've spent the last 2 hours literally just figuring everything out because it's been a while since I've had to set up anything like this from scratch. But everything is now coded in. You guys will see everything in action because up next, me and Jimmy race through the game. But before we do that, I want to tell you guys I do have my own game on Steam. It's called Dodge and Weave. I made it by myself with help from Jimmy. The link will be down in the description, so check it out. I'm a solo indie dev, essentially. And if you guys like what you saw here, I have plenty of other gaming content on my channel. Tears of the Kingdom coverage will be happening super soon. Clips, videos, all that fun stuff. If you're watching this when it goes live. And without further ado, may the better platformer, lava bubble dodger, and button pusher win. Thanks for watching, guys.